Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Maurice Williamson.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for that. And can I first of all give a huge thank you to the whips for allowing me once again, to speak in Auckland's drive time. Now, sir, I said to the senior whip, it used to be when he let me speak around 4 or 4:30, it was Auckland's drive time. In Auckland right now, it doesn't matter what time of the House you speak, it's Auckland's peak drive time where you're stuck in traffic. But I do thank the whip for that, sir. And I want to entitle my speech today, sir, because I think every good speech should have a title. The title of my speech today, sir, is going to be Peace in Our Times version 2. And, sir, I'm reminded of Peace in Our Times version 1. That was a man called Neville Chamberlain coming back from Germany, arriving in England, and said, I have in my hand a piece of paper, just one piece of paper, and this is going to give us an agreement. It was a sort of a memorandum of understanding with the other side where we can work together cooperatively. And I've never ever been more reminded of that, sir, than last week or the week before when I saw Andrew Little out in the foyer of this building with a piece of paper in his hand saying, we have got an agreement. And I have never seen a piece of paper worth less than that piece of paper, including the one Neville Chamberlain had, because it didn't say anything, sir. It didn't say anything. It said, we're going to work together, Labor and the Greens. I actually thought they'd been doing that for a decade or more. They had to put it down on a piece of paper, a memorandum of understanding. They said we're going to cooperate more and be nice to each other. I thought they already were. I already thought they were. God knows what they were doing beforehand if they needed to get a memorandum of understanding for it. But, sir, when any two organisations merge, and before I came to this place, I saw a number of airlines merge, and they had to get agreement on what was this part of the service that they would drop and what part would another one pick up. And when they went to the public with their offering, the public knew what they were getting. The public knew exactly what they were getting and said, this is quite good. But we don't have a clue what this two-headed, and it has to have more than two heads. We've already been told that. Andrew Little told us, sir. He told us it's not monogamous. It's not monogamous. Now, I know some members over that side of the House think monogamy is something you make a dining room table out of, but I know what monogamy is, sir, and this arrangement is not monogamous. It's going to require some others in the relationship. Now, I first of all had to think about the colours, because when you are merging two things, you should look at the merger. Does anybody know the chromatic scale of what happens when you mix red with green? No, wrong, it's not brown. It's close. It's yellow, if you have a look at the chromatic scale, but it's at the Karatani yellow end of yellow. And any of you who have changed nappies over your years will know what the Karatani end of yellow can look like. And, sir, that Karatani yellow only heads towards the brown scale if you tip a bit of black in it. And that's what we'll probably have to have it added to it in order for it to be NB value. So, sir, when I see the policies that are so divergent between them, and I ask for the poor old voter of New Zealand to think, what is it we would get? What is it we would get if we voted for this memorandum of understanding? Would we get those that are supportive of free trade agreements like David Shearer and Phil Goff and that, who think free trade agreements are great? Or would we get the lunatic end of the Greens who think free trade agreements are evil and disgraceful and wrong? Which one would we get? Or would we get a free trade agreement that was only for 1 year and then for another year it wouldn't be, and then it'd be on and off agreement so that both parties could get it? How would the voter ever know what they were going to get, sir? I have to say Neville Chamberlain's piece of paper had a lot more value to it for his peace in our times than this memorandum of understanding had, sir. And what I also want to say to Labor is that you can't come to this House all the time criticising policies like the refugee numbers, criticising policies like the refugee increase, that we've gone from 750 to 1,000, and yet for, listen to this, 12 years in office. Now, I had my colleagues say, no, it was only 9. No, they made the change in 1987. So from 87 till 90, and then from 99 through to 2008. That's 12 years. They didn't change it, sir. And I have have to say the public of New Zealand say, what crocodile tears, what a shipload of rubbish that is to sort of advocate
Members,
that
time.
when they don't believe
Order.
it themselves.
Members' time has expired. Catherine.